What's up guys, JD43 here, welcome back to another video. Before we start things off, I have set up a date so that we can have a community game night, and that is September 16th on Saturday and 6 Eastern time. So if you guys want to play Rainbow Six Siege with me, a lot of you have been asking for it. Now here's your chance to actually play some Rainbow Six Siege with me and have a good time, and maybe even featured on some gameplay on this channel. So if you guys are interested, definitely join my community on PlayStation. It's called JD43, so check it out if you want to play with me. But anyway, today we're going to be talking about the new Blood Orchid DLC that recently dropped, and if the operators are kind of OP or not. Now, I will say I am thoroughly enjoying this DLC as a whole. It kind of revitalized this game, and it needed that because I really do enjoy this game. So let's start out with Ela and talk about why she is one of the best operators in this DLC. Alright, so number one, her Scorpion Evo is fantastic. It has 51 rounds, which that's a lot for a defensive operator, and it performs very similarly to, I would say, probably the 416C. Just it has a bigger mag, which is crazy, and the rate of fire is very high. So I can't tell you how many times where I just blew through teams just because I mean, the gun is just too good right now. So I really am enjoying the Scorpion Evo, and also her pistol red dot is fairly good. Now I will say if you tap the trigger a lot with the red dot, it's hard to realign with the red dot, so you can't really tap fire like crazy. But it is still very solid for a precise medium range engagement, which I think that's the main primary focus for the actual red dot itself. Also, 3-speed, that's awesome. That you can just run through the area no problem, because she is a 3-speed operator as well. But I mean, her down but not out flash is okay. I did use it only like once, but like, I mean, it's not anything to brag about. Once again, it highly revolves around team communication with this actual phase itself, where if you're down and then you flash, hey guys, I'm over here, come on, pick me up. Because, I mean, if you aren't really communicating with the team or playing in casual like I am, it's not really too useful in that instance. So, now, the one tip I will say for this operator, though, only plant like one or two actual mines themselves in the prep phase, or don't at all. Just keep them and use the rest as the round progresses. So if someone breaches a wall, just throw it underneath that wall real quick. Or if someone breaches a door, window, etc., just throw it around the area where they're coming from, because this object does blow up quite easily under breaching charges. So if like you plant one above a window or something, you know, and they use a breaching charge, it's gonna get destroyed. So but the best tactic is probably to use like one or two, and then keep the rest as a mid-game tactic in order to stun your enemies that way. So but overall, Ela, I really enjoyed the operator itself. Now let's talk about an operator that I'm not too fond about, and that is Ying. And that's not because the ability or the gadget, but it is because the actual weapon kind of sucks, and that is the T95 LSW light machine gun. And a lot of people hate LMGs in this game, and I'm a fan, honestly. I really like the PKM that Fuse has, or whatever. I don't think it's called PKM, but whatever. I actually am not a hater of LMGs. I kind of like them, actually. But in this case, the T95, it's just not amazing. I don't know if I just don't know how to use it or something, but it's not that good of a gun. And the recoil is fairly high. The rate of fire is fairly slow. But the damage is high as well. So, I mean, it kind of balances out in that aspect. So if you're accurate with your shots, I mean, you could down people in quite an easy time, but I just don't like it. Maybe you guys do, maybe you guys don't. Just let me know about that. But I'm not a fan of her T95. Now, on the other hand, her 612 shotgun is actually fairly good. You could down targets fairly quickly with this gun, and it's semi-automatic, so you could just keep spraying, which I love semi-automatic shotguns, by the way, in this game. So her 612 is fairly good, and also her pistol is fairly solid as well. Now, I will say, I didn't realize this from the start, but Jaeger is actually a pretty solid counter against Ying, because obviously the same physics apply with Fuse, applies with Ying. Obviously, he could, absorb some of that hit, or the flashes, I should say. It's kind of annoying sometimes, because, like, you could throw your ball in the room, and then it just, like, completely zaps away, so it's kind of annoying, but hey, what are you gonna do? Now, I will say, this operator is 100% reliant on team communication. That's the main purpose of this operator. If you're not really communicating with your team, this operator isn't that good. I'm going to be honest. Just because the way Fuse works is he's kind of a selfish operator in a way, You plant his cluster charge on the wall, blow it, and then it just obviously disintegrates the enemies behind the wall. This, it's the same properties, yes, but it flashes instead of actually kills enemies, which means that, you're not going to be doing damage from behind a wall. So if an enemy or if a friendly is about to breach the room, and you quickly do that, and then as they're breaching, do it, and then, I could see it work then, but as for an actual standalone operator, it's not tremendous. Also, I do like the fact that you can roll it longer distances. That's really a neat little thingy. And you can actually even roll it through those drone little mouse hole thingies, which that's also really cool and fun to use sometimes. I really enjoy Ying in that aspect, where you can just roll it under whatever, and then it just like flashes everybody. You can breach. It's a pretty fun, coordinated oriented operator, so you definitely need team coordination with this operator. And then Lesion is the final and probably my favorite, honestly, operator, and that is because of, plain and simple, his goo mine. These mines are very, very useful, and I just love the idea behind this operator just because it's so OP in kind of a way. Now, is it undetectable? No. IQ can obviously spot it, and Thatcher can just throw an EMP grenade, and I believe it is going to be destroyed. But, most people, especially in casual, aren't going to be looking for these, and it's very fun to use this operator just because, you could just trap shielders on top of that. Like, shielders, this is a shielder's nightmare, I'm going to be honest, because number one, the shielder is most likely not going to look on the ground, and even if they did look on the ground, they wouldn't be able to see it. So what I like doing, literally throwing one of these in the middle of a long hallway that's open. That way, they either take the damage or pull the needle out from their leg, and then you could get a couple free hits on them and maybe even a kill. I really loved this Lesion just because he flows with the game well, and it rejuvenates the defense. Because for a while, I thought the defense was on the weaker side of Rainbow Six Siege in general, because they didn't really have too many amazing operators that counter attackers. But this, I really love Lesion in that aspect, because it gives a little bit of flair to the defense and makes the offense a little more scared of what's to come. Frost was a little bit like this, but now that her Super 90's nerfed and everybody knows about her welcome mats that are big, bulky, and obvious, she's not that good anymore. Lesion is the new, it's probably my favorite defensive operator, I'm going to be honest. So yeah. Now, his T5 kind of suffers the same fate, which this is his main SMG, and it kind of suffers from some of the same fate as the T95, ironically, because it has a higher recoil, especially for a defensive operator. But, it's definitely a lot more usable, in my opinion. and it's not a terrible weapon, but it's not tremendous. And then he also does have a 612 as well, but this time it's silenced, which is pretty interesting. It performs almost identical to the previous one. It's just silenced, which that's pretty cool. And the 612 is a very solid shotgun overall. And I mean, possible counters are obviously IQ and Thatcher. Those are the two best operators against him to directly counter him without obviously like indirectly, you know, throwing a grenade in a room and getting it, you know. So these are the actual operators that do a fairly good job against him, and you'll probably see these operators a little more relevant here in the next couple of months or so. But overall, I'm really enjoying this new Blood Orchid event, new Blood Orchid update, and definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, and of course subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a great day.